Hello, friends. So when Pastor Kate texted me saying, hey, do you want to come up to the pulpit in front of the whole congregation and tell us about your story, your whole testimony? I texted right back, that's a loaded question. Sure. And so I resorted back to my old community college days and waited till last night to write it, right? That's fine. So I'll just kind of start. Some of you know my story, some of you don't, so I'll just pretend like nobody knows and just go from there. Cool? So a little bit about my upbringing. I actually wasn't raised with religion at all. Obviously, being in Texas, it's around me, but my parents wanted me to, keep an open mind. They wanted me to kind of choose for myself. So we didn't have Sunday services when I was growing up. And for the most part, that was fine for me. So I would say like most of my upbringing was kind of a apathetic atheist, I guess. But that all drifted or changed in 2019 when my father suffered from a stroke. And that kind of caused a domino effect of stress, worry, and like I said, just a lot of change, right? So in the midst of all the chaos, one night I was laying in bed looking up at my ceiling. I still remember this. The words in my head the words came to me and they were, being an atheist doesn't make sense anymore. Right? Once something as, I guess, traumatic or big, like somebody's health or something big happens, makes you question your whole existence. So that was kind of the start of me questioning and reading. And one night I was watching one of my favorite movies growing up, Prince of Egypt. And after that, I read into what, kind of comparison in what was in the movie and what was in the Bible and Exodus. And so I started reading Exodus, and from there, just kind of read more and more. Because all this time, I had never actually opened the Bible and, read what was actually in it. And it was funny because my mom doesn't know this, but I was actually reading the Bible a couple of weeks in hiding. I would hide it under my desk or under my bed like a secret. Oh no, she's reading the Bible. And then one day I just kind of brought it up to her and said, hey, why don't we look for a church? She goes, sure. She's kind of thinking the same thing. And she was like, yeah, there's a church right next to your dad's doctor's office, Westminster, reminded her of the name of her choir growing up because she grew up Presbyterian. And she's like, yeah, look into it. And so after looking online and seeing inclusive family of faith, we liked the sound of that. So came in, inquiry class, and through all that, we quickly learned what made Westminster different than a lot of other places. I like to call Westminster a place of yes. So some questions would come up because I was so scared, will my friends and loved ones who are in the LGBT community be welcomed? Yes. Will my friends of other faiths and followings or non-faiths and non-followings be welcomed? Yes. May I offer my skills of filmmaking and creativity, or even just fresh up on some new skills and have opportunities to flex those muscles too? Can I do that? Yes. So, let's see, where am I in my... So, Westminster was the first place we looked, and then the last place, we found it. So how my life is different because of Westminster. One thing would be routine. Some people might be taken aback because of all the chaos of the quarantine and whatnot. But even through all of that, we still found a way to keep that routine of whether it was service, virtual, in person, on the parking lot, or Wow Wednesdays, virtually every Wednesday, and even mobile food pantry on Saturdays or other ways of serving our community. Those have always just been consistent since I've joined. And probably biggest thing that has changed is that I feel like my family is no longer in isolation or, fans of the Exodus say in the wilderness, I feel like we're seen, like we're kind of found here, whether it's through members coming to my house and helping clean my house after a pipe burst, whether it's members delivering food to my family because they're staying at a hotel for 9 months because of said pipe burst, or if it's just through simple well wishes or congratulating me on a video I made for the church, It's nice having that now in my life. So, in closing, while my faith journey is still ongoing, I'm glad that I'm here now and that I have found a place and a church that loves its community, that acts, that acts like a church, I guess. That's one of the things that some of my friends have mentioned mentioned through their observation of our church, is that we act through Christ rather than just talking about it or, being good on Sundays and then just kind of whatever during the week. But no, we actively all the time, consistently work for Christ and through Christ. And, I like to think of Westminster. So, sorry, let me go back to the night. I was laying in bed looking up at my ceiling and thinking, this doesn't make sense anymore. There's definitely like a little missing piece that night, right? So jumping back forward, I like to think Westminster as that final little puzzle piece I was missing that night. And in full completion and yeah, I'm happy to continue said faith journey with you guys and am grateful. Thank you.